the eve of Rosh Hashanah, the new year, Tafshin, Peidalid, 5,784. And starting from Rosh Hashanah tonight, and throughout the next 10 days, we are going to be praying a lot. We're going to be coming before the Almighty with many requests. And our rabbis as well have added much to the prayers. Daily, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, all day long. Throughout the year, we say 3 times a day, Shmon Esrei Amidah. On Shabbos and Yom Tov, we say 4 times an Amidah, the Musaf. And on Yom Kippur, the holiest day of the year, our rabbi said, no, you got to do another prayer. Ne'ilah. 5 times we're going to recite the Amidah prayer on Yom Kippur. And in the repetitions of the Ne'ilah, one of the piyutim, we turn to God and we say, Sharei Shomayim Psach. We ask of God to open up the heavenly gates. And your treasures, your warehouses, open up for us. And our rabbis point out that it's not just warehouses, it's your storage houses, it's your treasures. And it's explained with the following story. Actually, I spoke to my sister this morning. She called to wish me a good year, and she shared with me this story, which I think fits in so well. There was this little boy who was sent to the fruit store by his mom to buy some vegetables, fruit. And as he walks into the store, he notices right next to the cash register a beautiful box of big, juicy red cherries. And as he's making his way through the store, he cannot help himself but eyeing those cherries. And he looks at the paper and he's counting his money, and his mouth is watering, but he doesn't see how he's going to be able to buy any. And the store owner notices this. And he calls over, he says, calls over the boy, he says, take some cherries. Take a handful of cherries. Doesn't do it. Few times he's offered, but the eyeing it, offering, no. Finally, he puts together all his items, pays for it, few cents change, and the storekeeper, the owner, sticks his hand into the box of cherries, takes a full hand of cherries, and throws it into the kid's bag, and he tells him, have a good day. Enjoy. And as he walks out, there's someone standing outside, and he says, young boy, I have a question for you. I noticed how the storekeeper offered you several times to take the cherries, and you don't want it. And now when he gave it to you, you were happy to take it. Why? Why didn't you take it on your own? He says, you don't understand. My hand is a small hand. I would have taken it myself, I only would have had a few cherries. The store owner, he has a big hand. When he gave me a lot more cherries. So we turn to God over the next 10 days, and we ask God for His blessings. We want it to come from we want to come from God's hand. From God's hand, which is overflowing with blessing. And is that what we request from the Almighty? As you write us in the book of life, and you write us into the book of Parnasa, prosperity, and you write us into the book of Nachas from our children, and to marry off our children, and to have happiness and joy. We want it to be according to your standard. Not from our hand, but from your hand. And then we can be sure that everything we will have in the coming year will be plenty, overflowing. And as the acronym for this year, Tehei Shnas Pirchei Ditza. This year it should be a year of blossoming of happiness. So we want this year should be a year that's overflowing happiness and joy for every single Jew, for every single one of us. And when God is going to give us from His hand, we can be sure that the joy and the happiness of this year is going to truly blossom and grow and overflow for all of us till it brings us the ultimate joy, the ultimate happiness, a true Shnas Ditza, with the coming of Mashiach Tzidkenu, B'mheira v'yameinu, Amen. May God write you and inscribe you all in the book of life. L'shana tova Masuka, good, blessed, sweet night to you and your family. May we all have a great Shabbos and a great Yom Tov, and married to see the Yom Shekuli Shabbos of Nucha L'chaye Elamim, the time when the world will be a year, the whole world will be Shabbos forever, with the coming of Mashiach Tzidkenu. Shana Tova to you all.